Hello, friends. The topic for today's discussion is sociology as an optional for the civil services mains examination. Sociology is one of the easiest optionals to master in a shortest possible time and score 60% with a little bit of planning. That's exactly what I have done while I was preparing for my civil services examination in the year 1992, and I belong to 93 batch. Successfully, I have scored 61% in my sociology optional by adopting a definite plan. That's what I call the template of 5 sources. This video is about what are those 5 sources, what is the template which I have adopted, and how I prepared for this very easy scoring but abstract optional subject. So a quick facts about me, and I secured All India 65th rank. Basically, I'm a geology student, studied from Andhra University, Vishakhapatnam. I came to know about the sociology only when I have decided to take the civil services examination. I have no prior exposure or knowledge about the sociology examination or sociology subject per se. When I have decided to to appear for the civil services as my career option, then only this sociology has attracted me. So here, my focus, what was the main area of focus, as we all know, is basically the thinkers, the sociological thought. This is the fulcrum, this is the essence, this is the soul of the sociology subject matter, both paper 1 and paper 2. Many students, which they waste their time in covering all the 24 chapters from paper 1 and paper 2. But if you can master chapter 4, incidentally, 1992 syllabus of the sociology chapter 4 was the thinkers, even 2020 syllabus chapter 4 sociological thinkers. The thinkers remains the same. There was not much change in the list of the thinkers in the syllabus given, both foreign as well as the Indian thinkers. So here, this is the list of the Indian thinkers which I have collected, very famous Indian sociologists, and we are expected to know their contribution to the Indian sociology and emergence of the Indian sociological thought based on the foreign the sociologists thought. Now, what is my method of approach? As I mentioned earlier, I have selected 5 sources. These 5 sources, I quickly list them out, and how I used these 5 sources as a template. That is the subject matter of this video. Number 1 source is the dictionary. Thanks to my Professor Srinivas, who introduced me to the sociology optional, and his first advice is get to know the sociological meaning of each word. He meant that each word, the definition of each word in sociology is key because the sociology has its own jargon. Every subject has its own jargon. To begin with, the sociology dictionary is the first source of information, authentic information on each and every word which I came across in sociology. Then coming to the second source is the Encyclopedia of the Social Sciences, which I religiously followed. It's not that I spent time with the Encyclopedia of the Social Sciences, no. Whatever subject I have covered in the dictionary while learning the definitions, I extended my energies into referring the Encyclopedia of the Social Sciences on that particular topic, on that particular subject. For example, Marxian dialectical materialism, the dictionary definition and explanation is given. I wanted to know more about the dialectical materialism, how that is different from historical materialism advocated by Hegel. So, Encyclopedia of the Social Sciences is the second source of authentic information on any topic which you have selected. That's what I have done. Then coming to the third source of information is these sociological textbooks. Mark my word, the textbooks written by the famous sociologists, both Indian as well as the foreign sociologists. I'm just listing some of the books written by very famous foreign sociologists This list is available across. I don't want to, in fact, dwell at length at this slide now. You just look at this list of the topics, then go to the fourth source of information. For me, was the sociological journals. That is the authentic source of the information relevant to the UPSC. Indian Sociological Bulletin, readings in the Indian Sociology and Indian Sociological Society journals, including some foreign journals on sociology, I relied upon as my fourth source of information. Next, fifth and the last source of information for my sociology optional preparation was the village studies conducted by the very famous sociologists in India on various sociological topics in the Indian society, in Indian various parts of India. For example, M.N. Srinivas has compiled 16 very famous sociological studies of the villages by various sociologists. We have no choice but to master these case studies. Roughly around 30 to 40 case studies, the village studies I have mastered from various sources, especially from the Indian Sociological Bulletin and other Indian sociology journals. Now, we take an example for clarifying this. How I approached, what is the template which I am talking about while preparing for the sociology. The template begins with, you take up any concept, any sociological concept, even the smallest word like the family, the kinship, the culture, or interpersonal relationships. You must begin, I began with what is the dictionary meaning of that, the word. Then, are there any sociological thinkers who dwelt on this topic? The third one is, are there any Indian village studies related to this sociological concept? For example, Jejamani system. What is meant by Jejamani system? The dictionary meaning, Oscar Levers or any other sociologist who applied the sociological concept to study the Jejamani system in UP village. Next, the Constitution of India is the authentic source of information which has the articles related to sociological concepts, as well as the Supreme Court, the case laws. For example, as recent as the Supreme Court has elaborated when it comes to the recognizing the live-in relationships. If a couple decided to live together without formally getting married, without formally entering into a social institution called marriage, can they be recognized? This is the Supreme Court case law, and basically we take an example from one question. I always begin any question, any topic with what are the critical words in that particular the topic. Let us see here. The Davis and Morse made it very clear that the social stratification is a functional necessity and also an unconscious device. Discuss this. I borrowed it from 2019 examination. Take up the concept. What are the main words here? The words is social stratification. The second one is the functional necessity. The third one is unconscious device. So apply each word to our template now. Social stratification. What is the dictionary meaning of the social stratification? Who are all the sociological thinkers who discussed about the social stratification? What are all the case studies available in Indian context about the social stratification? Caste system is one of the examples of the social stratification. Class system and other stratas available in Indian society. The fourth one is the reservations in the Indian context is a classic example of how the social strata based on the caste, occupation and the birth as the basis for extending the reservation is one sociological phenomenon where the Supreme Court case laws are available, the constitutional provisions are also available. This is exactly what I meant by the template. This is exactly what I followed while I was preparing for my civil services examination, especially the sociology. Every sociological question which I attempted in the mains has these four components. That's where I think it clicked in the mains examination. And you have to take up more and more of these examples. From the same question, I have taken another aspect of the question was functional necessity. What the Davis and Moore, they have mentioned functional necessity. what is the dictionary meaning of functionalism? And the Davis and Moore, why they have said that social stratification is a functional necessity, means there is something a social strata contributes. That's why it has become imperative. It is a necessity. And the same applicable to the caste system in the Indian context and class system in the Western society, and the same examples which I already discussed. Now go to the third one is, what is the unconscious device? Why social stratification is an unconscious device? Unconscious device is basically coming to a concept called the socialization. We all made to become part of a culture, the family or a social institution through an indirect unconscious process called socialization, including the social institutions like the caste or religion or the faith or the belief. All these things are imparted to each member of a society through unconscious process. So social stratification is also a functional necessity, though the stratification is formed not as a conscious device but an unconscious process. So that's how this template has made it's very easy to understand the sociological concept. Now go to example 2. Here, hierarchy and exclusion are the impediments in transformational society. Apply the same template. What are the critical elements in this question? Social change or transformational societies, social hierarchy, as well as this social exclusion, or basically having a dampening effect upon the bringing about the social change. Okay, now here I just want to draw your attention to my earlier video where I have highlighted upon the concepts called a winning formula for the civil services, that is RAPID formula, rapid formula. And please view that and adopt this rapid formula both for general studies preparation as well as for your optional preparation. Revision is key. Applying the template, this template of the 5 sources to each topic, and read and write the answer. Apply to the A stands for the application. You apply each sociological concept to a context. So please watch the video for adopting this formula for success in this examination. Thank you very much and all the very best. Always remember one thing. Everybody covers all the 24 chapters in sociology optional. I did not do it. My entire focus was on understanding the sociological thought, both paper 1, the foreign sociologists, and paper 2, the Indian sociologists. Nearly 80% of my preparation time in the sociology optional is allocated to understanding thinkers, about their contribution to the village studies, their contribution as reflected in the Encyclopedia of the Social Sciences, and studied further by the sociologists and published as research papers. That has given me edge, I'm very sure, while writing the sociological answers in my mains examination. I hope this video is useful to you. I hope the template which came to my mind, adopted successfully and succeeded in getting the 60% plus in sociology is also helpful to you. Please watch my other video where I have highlighted RAPID success formula for civil services examination. I can assure you this template of the 5 sources of information in the sociology optional and the rapid formula both for general studies and sociology will help you. All the very best.